Since 2012, I've interviewed close to, I would say, 2,000 people. They've worked in a variety of different businesses. I've worked with hundreds of companies. The people themselves are all different ages, from all different walks of life. And the industries that I've worked with is an incredible array of industries. In fact, my craziest week ever as far as variety goes, I had a shoot on a Monday and it was at a child care center. On Wednesday, I had a shoot at a law firm talking about probate and things like that. And then on Friday, I was doing a shoot for a company that makes guns. So I was out at a gun range interviewing the owners of the gun company. So when people ask me if I specialize in an industry, no, I specialize in people. Whenever I shoot a video, regardless of who my client is, I have one main goal, one main objective, and that is to create a video that resonates with the viewer on an emotional level. You need to connect with the viewer emotionally. They have to care about what you're saying. And this is marketing 101, right? If they don't care, they're not going to buy. They're not going to make a decision. All right, so how do you do that? How do you make a video that resonates with the person when you're interviewing someone? Well, the person on camera has got to speak from the heart. They got to speak honestly, openly, but you've got to connect with them on that what I call getting to the heart of the matter. And that is not about asking questions like, tell me about what you do and what makes you different and things like that. Now, you do have to ask those questions, no doubt, because you have to get that conversation going. But most people tend to talk because there's a camera there. So they're trying to think about what they want to say. And what I've done over the years and what I've become pretty much an expert at is getting them to forget the camera. Once I get them to forget, and sometimes it takes 3-4 minutes, sometimes it takes 15 minutes. Once they forget, then I start to capture what really is going to resonate in the video. The stuff that when they speak from the heart, right? So interviewing someone is far more than just asking questions like, what do you do? Why do you do it? You know, you try and get to their why, and that's, for a lot of people, they don't really have that down. They know what their why is, what their purpose is, but it's in the back of their mind. They don't know how to really convey that message. That will come out in a well-done interview where you ask them a question, you listen to the answer, and it's going to be some canned answer that's going to sound very boring on video. So what you do is what I do when I'm on site, I ask the person a question, they give me that, you know, the canned answer, and okay. And then I redirect them back to that question, usually 2 or 3 questions later. I'll ask them to go deeper into what they just told me. I'll ask them a question about what they just said, and then I come back to their first answer. And I say, so in other words, are you saying blah, blah, blah? And then they say it. And then they say it in such a way that it resonates because they are speaking from the heart. Guys, again, this takes, I've done this 2,000 times. This takes a lot of patience, and you have to be able to make that person who is on camera feel absolutely comfortable and somehow forget about the camera. And I will tell you, over the years, the #1 compliment that I've gotten from client after client is, wow, Rob, that was so much easier than I expected. It started out a little rough. They all say that. You know, we started out rough, but then, Rob, I got good. They were always good. They just weren't good on camera. They got good by just talking to me and forgetting about the damn camera. So, if you have been thinking about doing video and you have all these different ideas, more importantly, besides not knowing where to get started, but more importantly, you're not crazy about being on camera, give me a call, because this is the true value that I bring to my clients. Listen, I tell my clients all the time, I'm going to come up to your location, I'm going to bring thousands of dollars of camera equipment, lights and cameras. None of that is the value. That's just equipment. Anybody can bring equipment. The value that I bring is what I do behind the camera, or in some cases, I'm actually on camera with my clients. What I do is I bring out the best in what you do. I get to the heart of the matter of whatever it is you're talking about. Product, service, your cause, your purpose, your why, all these things. And I make it fun, and I make it easy. And on top of doing the interview, I take care of everything else. YouTube management, full YouTube management, Google My Business, and I can even do social media for you. So take a moment to click on the link below, or better yet, just give me a call. I'm located right here in Houston. Let's have a phone conversation. I promise you, After one conversation, you'll see that I do things differently. Thank you for watching.